this is Make Geek and I'm Dan, and in this video I'm going to try and make a vertical mount for my Aldi metal cutting bandsaw. Here seen on the mount it comes with. We're going to use it to cut up the frame pieces. Basically, at the moment I'm thinking it's going to be a fairly simple box metal frame. The key component is this 3D printed piece which I designed, which the idea is this slots into the handle like that. So this will sit atop a frame. The idea is that I'll be able to use the saw free-handed and just drop it on so that the handle sits in here, and then I have a couple of bolts that pop through to hold that sort of securely in place on the frame, which will hopefully mean it's pretty quick to just sort of drop it on and off of the frame to use it in that mode, because I don't necessarily want to leave it that way all the time. It's quite useful in this orientation for chopping metal, and I'm sure there will be times when I want to use it freehand, so I don't want to kind of make it too bolted in. And actually the only problem with this frame is that you have these 3 bolts. It's a bit of a faff to get it on and off, so I want to make it as easy as possible. That is what we're going to try and do. So first things first, I need to cut just a couple of straight struts that will form the main height of the thing, which I think I'm going to make about 45 centimeters just to give this tail enough room off the deck. So let's get cutting. I mean, that was pretty good, but I think we can do better. Let's engage turbo. Ta-da! Wait. I have a better idea. So, as I started cutting, my plan was that I would kind of make a triangular base to weld those uprights onto so that I'd have something somewhat stable. But I was just thinking about what I just said, which is it's not going to be on this all the time. I want to be able to take it on and off. I want to be able to use different attachments, which means that stand has got to live somewhere when it's not in use. Now, if I make a big triangular, awkward shaped thing, I've got to put that somewhere. And I've just worked quite hard to try and tidy this space. So I have a new idea. I have a big vise right here that can act as a stand. I don't really need the thing to be freestanding. So I think I'm just going to try and make it just the uprights and the mount. See how that goes. Put it in the vise. As long as it's sturdy enough, then when I take the thing off again, I've just got a nice narrow profile thing I can slot somewhere. So that is the new plan. So the handle mount kind of goes like this. These struts will come up running along the body like that, and this will be welded onto the top with this attached. So I really just need to drill some mating holes through this so I can bolt the plastic to the top of the metal, and then I can get welding. So now that we have the handle bolted to a piece, the next thing to do is to weld one of these long struts to it. Now, the obvious thing to do is just to square this joint and weld it, except you'll notice the handle is not 90 degrees to the body, but the body is 90 degrees to the cutting support plate. So I really want to weld this at a slight angle so that it rests against the body along the length when it's sat in the cradle. I think the easiest way to do this is just going to be to tack weld each side of this onto here in situ to try and get that angle right, and then take it off to complete the welds. That's the plan. So I've got myself kind of clamped up here in position. I'm hoping that I haven't got this too pinched tight to the body, so it will come off when it needs to. The one thing I'm a little bit concerned about is, even with a quick tack weld, I obviously don't want to overheat the plastic, which will melt. So I'm going to try, on this side I'm okay, I'm a fair distance from the plastic. On this side it might be a little bit tricky. Let's see if I can get a weld in this side, just enough to hold things in place, and then I can kick the plastic out, or kick these bolts out, and see if I can kind of get it off the machine, holding all those angles, so that I can complete the welds without messing everything up. Let's see how that goes. Charred it a little bit, just a wee smidge, but I think I think most of that's sort of smoke rather than anything. It's not melted. I think I got away with that just in time. So that is tacked on at the right angle. So now just need to make that a little bit more secure, and then we should be good to do a proper fit. I have to say, these are probably among the best welds I think I have ever managed. Not all of them are this good, but most of them are this good, and I'm pretty happy that that is the case. I'm not even going to grind them down, I'm just going to paint them as is. The idea is that this is the main piece of the frame. Drop it onto the vise, all the way round. Drop it onto the vise. This is then facing this way, I think. And then when you want to put this on here, simply do that. Now, what I have noticed is that this has tightened up on me a little bit as I welded these together, so it doesn't quite fit between. So I think I'm just going to mark this area, give it a bit of a quick grind, just so there's a little bit of relief there, so that this body will sit flat against these uprights. Now that everything's cooled down, I'm going to give this a quick bit of clean with some acetone, just to clean off the grime, and then I'm going to spray it with some metal paint, just to keep it from rusting too badly. One note, I did think about welding some end caps over the holes through, but again, I'm probably going to end up storing this somewhere, and having the holes through gives me options for hooks and things like that. So, right, mask. Alright, coat of black on it. Mostly dry, lost a bit of patience, dry enough. This is now somewhat bolted on. I haven't really tightened it down, but that'll do for the moment. I've unplugged the bandsaw, and I've temporarily zip tied the switch on because there's no lock on the mechanism. That rests in place. Feels good. Put the securing nut through, that just really locks everything up nice and tight. For right now, I'm just going to plug it into a regular socket with that switch on, and it's just going to come on. That's obviously a terrible idea for regular usage. For the purpose of this video today, that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to work on an enhancement. I already have a no voltage release switch. I'm going to basically rig this up so that it'll have a socket that the bandsaw will plug into, and then it will plug into the wall, so that when I do lock the switch on, I can use the on-off switch properly like a normal tool. That'll be another video. For now though, just want to give it a quick go. Safety goggles. I'm going to plug this in. Not the most astounding example of anything, but it does allow a great deal of precision and control when oriented in that way. So, pretty happy. And of course, an important objective of this project was being really easy to break down again. So, I should just lift that off there, and that's ready to use hand-wielded. Obviously, I'd need to take the zip ties off, but then this, ready to go away, takes up no room. Well, I'll call that a success for right now. I'll be back with further updates to improve that in probably a future video, but for now, thanks for watching, see you next time.